Welcome back to part 2 of Racing Rant's preview of RHIL. We're about to get into the last 4. Glenn's going to tip the back half of the card here because he's fresh.
I am pretty fresh. Looking forward to mounting out tomorrow,
Yeah, but let's talk about a few other things. Firstly, Dicko will be at Moonee Valley tomorrow. That looks a particularly thick card. I'm sure Dicko will be excited. John McLeod is at Doomben, even though he had a great day at Eagle Farm last week. He did tip 4 winners and labelled a couple of those. So Macbeth Rant is actually travelling well. And
he's been travelling well since come on board, but he's apparently pretty good tips to this John McLeod, besides selling cars. Does a good job.
I know. Maybe we could get a Racing Rant car from him.
How come when you're away and you're for a weekend or whatever, and you haven't done any form, but how come you look up at the TV because you're just in the pub having a quiet one waiting for the wedding, and then you see X-Dean's in, it's $12, you go, gee, that'd be hard to beat, and then the race lady, you go, oh, clearly innocent, that should probably win, and they just shit in, and they're like 10 to 1. Yeah. You're just sitting there going...
That's to keep you in the game, Glenn.
Well, freshness is a weird thing. Weird thing.
Yeah, clarity of thinking. So that's Melbourne and Brisbane, and don't forget that there's a couple of horses you can get involved in with Hearts Racing. Now both of them are, I haven't looked up the prices, but they're sort of micro shares, so they're very, very cheaply priced. Hinchinbrook filly with Chris Lees and a reward for effort colt with Darren Weir. Heartsracing.com.
And do we still have 5% of ours?
I haven't checked with Dicko, hasn't got back to me as to whether that last 5% has moved or not, but I know there was some interest in it. So
is this our Lope de Vega?
Lope de Vega. Snoopy is flying the flag later on.
Who's the Lope de Vegas? Yeah,
Lope de Vega.
I thought you said I thought you were going to say we called it Snoopy, and I was about to say that there was a horse called Snoopy. But anyway,
race 6, 1,200 metres. And $6 the field. Wild and Famous, Girl Sunday, First Hand. $8.50 Ziggy Willie and Reincarnate. They've had a couple of stoushes over this course and distance. $13 Primal Flight down from Brisbane. $13 Dream Lane. $14 Pick Me Up. Yusuke Ichikawa, he's solid, isn't he, T. Martin? He's your man, isn't he?
It's hard not to like Timmy Martin.
Yeah, well, I think
there he is. And the horse is not without a hope tomorrow. I'll put Yusuke on.
$18 the Poster Boy ISO Rich. $18 Invincible Night. I should mention about Tim Martin. We caught up with Mark, the tradie at Warwick Farm. He said Tim had got him involved in Gamblers Blues and what was the other one? The Saturday Horse.
Yeah, he's involved in 2 horses and he's got some cracking ones.
Yeah. And he said, oh look, I'm mates with Tim Martin, and he got me involved in these horses. He really looked after me. So
they seem to make a little bit of money betting on their horses too. That's surprising, isn't it, Glenn?
They're one of.
It'd be a hard stable not to get involved with Tim, because I don't know him super well, but I've had the odd drink with him at like sort of some shifty parties where we both sort of know the shifty crowd. He's as solid as a rock.
So was that at like Stilettos? Is that where you had your drink?
Was that the brothel? No, no, it wasn't Stilettos. I wouldn't go to a brothel if I've had a free voucher. What would I do there?
All right, in this race, Glyn is on the designated leader. This is fast, this Queenslander, and Queensland sprinters are fast anyway. So I had it leading Primal Flight. ISO Rich will be underneath it, end up box seating. Reincarnate is a flat track bully that needs to get on the speed. Where you got
Girl Sunday then?
Girl Sunday, I'm going 1 out, 1 back.
Not straight out OSL?
Well, I don't want it to go OSL. I want it to go 1 out, 1 back.
No, but you don't think it will be OSL?
1,200.
Okay.
Drew the outside the other day. Had to.
Got the outside again tomorrow.
Okay, so Girl Sunday could try and lead again. That's certainly on the cards. But you know, I want to say that there's a possibility that it may sit.
There's a possibility it could be box seat too, because Primal Fight, if it puts a fair gap on him, he could sneak in behind. I don't want him to.
Anyway, Reincarnate's got to get forward.
Glyn the sort of rider that goes forward though?
Glyn? Maybe not, but I just. It seems like a horse that is your designated leader, unless Glyn has other ideas.
Well, you'll get good Glyn either way. Oh, he's loving life, Glyn.
Look, this is an interesting race because we've got a situation here with this Hawks horse that it's been less than well, we've basically done nothing in 2 runs back, First Hand. Naught.
Naught.
We've got Wild and Famous, who seems to be at the peak of his powers, but He's got the Canterbury maiden win and the Hawkesbury Class 2 win.
He's 20 starts, 3 wins, Mark. He might be 35 starts, 4 wins this horse. He looks a bad betting conveyance.
You know, we've got Ziggy Willie who's on the freshen up, but been doing a bit of bush bashing lately. And Reincarnate, as I say, dead set, flat track bully. It just wants control, control, control.
To punters out there, when you get a chance to look at your trials, and you know, you've got to look at all your trials. You go to Racing New South Wales, you go to the diary, press on the meeting, the horse's form comes up, you click on the trial, and no better site for all of us to use for free than the Racing New South Wales form site. Look at the Ziggy Willie trial behind the Launceston horse, La Chicabella, which came off the run off the trial to win yesterday at Gosford. Have you seen the trial yet? And watch it in complete, utter fog. They only come up at the 100-metre mark. The whole way around, you cannot see anything but pea soup, yet they allowed the trials to run. How does that work? How does, when we get no fog at the races, a little bit of mud comes up, we can't race because of visibility, but at the trials, you can't see 3 foot in front of you, trials on.
You know why?
Why?
Because the stewards hadn't got there at that stage.
No, it can't be that reason. Maybe.
Anyway, that was the first trial at Hawkesbury on that set, and the fog, it was there. The first trial was fog bound, as you mentioned. So you didn't glean much from that trial, Glenn?
No, I managed to. Yeah,
I didn't glean it when it knocked off Never Out yesterday.
All right, Gord's not happy, Jan.
Tom T. Berry just screws me all the time.
Glenn.
Guys, I was uncomfortable with the race. I'm tipping Girl Sunday because I think it ticks all boxes. If it does get one out, one back, or just behind him, I think it's got a great chance. I thought if Glenn doesn't take up the lead, it can get across and lead. I think he has to go forward from barrier 11. I think it's third up. I think it's lightly raced. I think it wins at the track. It's got Brenton. But saying all that, Brenton is the sort of rider I like to back when he tags. I'm not that keen when Brenton goes forward. I think he's uncomfortable going forward. But I think it's top pick. To beat a horse who I was just bagging to that never wins, Wild and Famous, because I just had a second. And a couple of bits and pieces. I wanted to make sure I had a good look at Invincible Knight first up. And pick me up first.
It only had one 1,200 metre run in its life at its first start in Victoria.
Wow. And I was interested in what Timmy's horse looked like with Usuki. I agree with what they said about first hand, and
like that's a low race it's going. Isa Rich is your guide there, and Isa Rich is a good
poster boy
performer. There you go.
No, go for your life, mate. Yeah, we'll keep going.
Yeah, we've got some mics.
Yeah, you're right, mate.
Thanks for asking.
See, we're telling the council what to do now.
To the friendly Irish people.
Friendly Irish,
us sort of like
surly,
Aussies. They're just rude and
We're rude, are we?
Yes, bloody oath we are. Anglo-Saxons, the most antisocial people in the world.
What compared to like Chinese people? They're more social than us, are they?
I'm comparing us to like Europeans.
Oh, okay. Not including the Asians.
Well, I don't know. When I sit next to somebody on a train, I try and have a chat to them.
Who gets on the train?
I do. I love public transport.
You got an Opal card?
Yep. That's in the missus's name. I couldn't be bothered getting one. Yeah, but you know, there was a thing. There's like the only person you can sit next to on an hour-long train journey and not say a word to is an Aussie.
Because we like to mind our fucking business.
Yeah, I know. I don't like that. I like to have a chat.
Fuck all that talking to people. It's bad. It's no good for you.
Yeah, you love it. You could not live in any other country. They're far too social for you.
Anyway, what about the fact that the temperature always drops here at around about 11 a.m.?
It's like freezing.
I think we're rugged up for it, but aren't we?
Girl Sunday third started to 1,200. She didn't have any metro runs at 1,200 before this prep. Well, what do you say about that?
Well, the only question mark I have on this horse is the distance, because it's its third start this preparation over the 1,200 metres. But other than that run last start was absolutely sensational. I go from James Innes to Brenton of Dulla. I am a big fan of number 8, Girl Sunday, be the only horse I'm backing in the race.
We're agreeing a bit today.
A lot. It's a good sign.
That little
means you're going to start backing some things sharp in the market and make plenty of money.
What about that little stoush that she had with Bonnie O'Reilly? The Bonnie O'Reilly moved up and they went head and head there for a good way.
She's a good performer. You like her?
I'm there.
Oh my wordy, race 7.
I'm there. No. I just want to say something. Dream Lane is a cracking performer at this course and distance.
Yeah, but
That's
so
3 runs at this
exposed.
course and distance, and all of them rock solid.
Coming off a PR pace fast start though, mate. Got the bob in to beat our little thing. Finds Corey tomorrow. See Reef the Corey. I don't know if it's a Corey horse either.
Race 7, the Eremine over 1,800 metres, and I've got
What a good horse
lot to say
Eremine
about
was.
This race, $3.50 So Willie, $4.60 Supply and Demand, $7 Montauk, $10 Allegria, $11 Mighty Lucky, Tukanchu, God's in Him, $16 Kellyville Flyer, $18 Believe.
Wouldn't it have been funny if we just told the council worker, no, don't start working here because we're here? That would have been so funny. We should have done that.
Well, he wouldn't mind. He'd just sit there,
Just, yeah.
relaxing until we're finished.
All right, guys, where do we go here? Because I found both favourites, so I felt
Okay, so-
terribly uncomfortable.
Well, I'm potting both favourites big time.
Good.
I'm potting both favourites as well.
Hey, great.
Okay, we've got a
Where'd you
situation
go?
pace-wise where we've got Foreign Prince who'll be searching for the lead. 0 to 10 will be right there. So Supply and Demand will have to take a sit. Kellyville Flyer sits. Believe looks for a position, as does Mighty Lucky. So Willie, you know where he's going to go. I just thought it was a situation last week. That track was an 8 last week. We're on a 2 tomorrow. You know, and so Willie, I know he has got some good track form, but his best form is heavy form.
Okay.
Right, and Supply and Demand, one at Warwick Farm. How was the track that day?
Yeah.
Then ran at Randwick over 1400. How was the track that day?
Yeah, all right.
And then ran at Randwick last week. How was the track that day? He's by Sebring, certain wet tracker.
Okay.
Both of them are going up to the 1800.
I think that's
Both
why I
of them
was.
had every chance.
I think that's why I was so uncomfortable with the races, because the distance just does my head in. You know, you're not a 1,500 metre race, you're not a 2,000 metre race, and you've got to get a PR. I suppose the horse drawn to get the PR is the old favourite of mine, Montauk, sitting there in barrier 1, 4th, 5th on the fence. But I've got a funny feeling it's not a line chaser anymore either. I don't know what to think of it. So I'm not tipping this race, guys.
Rose Hill stats are
I'm not
getting
tipping.
better and better as well, aren't they?
What are you saying, Gordon? Tip us a winner, would you?
Not a normal play for me, but I'm going for the old horses here, Mighty Lucky and God's in Him. I just, right stage of their prep, might just have a bit more ability than the rest. I thought their runs at Scone were reasonably decent against a horse like Duke of Valentinois, which would probably
Well,
be
Supply
on...
and Demand was in that race. He split them. God's in Him beat him home. He beat home Mighty Lucky.
Yeah,
But I mean, it was just a hollow run.
I thought God's in Him was very strong through the line late. I know it ducked up there on the inside, but it seemed like it could springboard on that, out of that into what I think is a very weak race. And I mean, I have to pen number 2, but with all the question marks about everything else, it's probably got a chance as well. The Melbourne
And
horse.
Iggy Pop, Gord, you had some interest first up.
Yeah,
Against
I
1800.
thought the trial wasn't too bad. So, you know, I've been jumping off a little bit early recently. I've jumped off, but I don't know, maybe it can improve.
Tukanchu has won his last 3 starts in Sydney. I know they're over longer distances, 2,400, 2,000, 2,200. But I think he's a potent horse here, and I like the riding arrangement. Kellyville Flyer and So Willie, they clashed in a 1,500 here a fortnight ago, so Willie's having his 3rd run in 3 weeks. And I thought Kellyville Flyer did it a bit tough in that race. Now, I know she is a wet tracker, but she's $16.
Okay.
So I think there's stuff to talk about there. An interesting race, race 7. Then we get the 1,400 metre octagonal.
Shit horse.
Glenn's favourite horse. $4.80 Snoopy, $5.50 Invincible, $6 Sir Bacchus, $8 Danish Twist, $8.50 the first up Shiraz, $14 Cool Ring, $15 Old North, $15 Zaritza, $15 Royal Tudor, and I'll just make mention of $23 Slightly Sweet, who runs in her first non-group race for about 2.5 years.
Wow. Wow.
Cool Ring spears across. There it is. I don't imagine they'll want Shiraz to be like in the van first up at 1,400, Glenn.
Can't work out why he's first up at 4 in this horse, mate.
Yeah, we're trying something. Snoopy obviously posies up. Royal Tudor gets into a position. And Danish Twist has had a bit of time off, back from the mile. 2 trials. She shouldn't be too far away. What do we do with this Scone race, Gord?
Which one? The
Clearly Innocent race.
clearly innocent one?
Yeah, well, I mean, you see Clearly Innocent and you think, well, that's got to be a reasonable form line, doesn't it?
I had a feeling it was poo-poo, guys, except for clearly
but I
innocent.
got an icky feeling about it as well because when we were doing the review, Mark, or were we talking off camera, I'm not sure, we were saying that we were a little bit worried about that Scone stuff, so I'm going to be against it.
All right, so where are you heading?
Look, I don't know what the hell's going on. I thought this was an 1100 metre horse, but I'm just going to go off the trial.
Not
that trial
sure.
was absolutely sensational.
No, you can't back tip
Yeah,
3.
yeah,
No way. Not over 4
and I love the fact that Brenton's on it. The trial was awesome.
Fuck, you
I
just
got
complained
question
about
marks
Tommy
about a lot
Berry.
of
You're a
horses.
Kim Moore man.
Kim Moore, yeah, well, I backed Never Out yesterday. There you
That's
go.
what I'm saying.
I'm still obviously emotionally
Like
recovering.
Mark Moore
from
wanted
that.
to kill you a few months ago, and now you're like...
Well, that's it. The death threats have finally forced me into, I don't know, changing my tune.
You and Kimmy, nothing going on there, is there?
What is? Did you see the trial, Glenn? You must have watched the trial. It went like a bomb. And the thing is, it was a 1,000-metre trial.
It's a 1,000-metre trial at Wyong.
Yeah, I know, but do you notice 200 or 300 metres past the post, it's still under a tight hold going away from him?
Yeah, I did notice that. Okay, well, all
I
right.
might have come back a different horse, which means the 1,400 might be all right. But I mean, I got question
Horses
marks
don't
there.
usually
But
come back different horses when there's 7.
sometimes I do.
So this is its second preparation for Kim Moore. She actually had the whole preparation last time, didn't she?
Yeah. Why are we talking about it so much? What price is it?
$8.50.
Fuck, why is it not 50?
All right, let's talk about the favourite, Snoopy, $4.80, Christian Reith.
Hard to back in anything, and out of the
Second
clear
up.
lesson race, hard to back it.
Sir Bacchus has no wins past 1,200, has very little lifetime runs past 1,200, but looks to me like it should be a shorter distance rather than a longer distance.
Yeah, still got like top pick here with me, guys. Third up tomorrow, barrier 1, sitting there, good glint swinging. Definitely first up over the 1,000, had a little look around, and I thought it improved enough
You
last
reckon
start.
cuddle last crack, because that
Yeah.
suits it, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. I was tipping it on top, guys, to beat number
Did start shortest in the Scone.
9, Invisipil, who's up and running and flying, win at the course, basically the distance, 100 metres more, but I think it's suited back to 100. And round off the
What
whole...
about the fact that T. England just dead set did everything on the horse the other day?
Well, not if he did everything. He found the suck spot. He found the suck spot and he steered it into victory. And for third, I'm also finish off the Waller fucking and put in Zarita, who I think is absolutely flying. And I thought that the Scone, well, that's what I said there, which Scone race is the lead up.
Yeah.
I thought the Dark Jewel was a Group 3 race for the mares, and Daisy Doom. I thought, you know, they're classy. So I thought Zarita did something like this. I was doing it for third. Also, getting away again from the Scone meeting, but DF completely is Royal Tudor. What price is it?
It's $15, and it was there to make sure Fabrizio couldn't win at Scone.
It's going to run some sort of race tomorrow. They're my 4 numbers. Can't do any better than that, boys.
I
Yeah.
actually am definitely going to. I'm not going to lose on Royal Tudor.
No way.
I like your angle there.
Well, it's just a different angle altogether.
Yeah.
And I don't think he gets a mile. And I just think he's still got some freshness fourth on.
Listen, a horse
good
that
tip.
no one's mentioned, Old North, who didn't participate at Scone.
I think we've all
is-
given it
is
life a
2
bit.
from 2 at 1,400 metres. It's third up
Yeah.
as the gelding. It's got a tongue tie back on tomorrow.
I don't know if I like horses with tongue ties on. The more I think about it.
Yeah, but well, you're going to try something after last start, aren't you?
Yeah, well, you got to try something.
Pulled extremely hard the other day. I think Old North is a definite blowout here. Cool Ring is third up in this race and will lead.
And what price is it?
It's $14.
And I will be on it because leading in this race,
Like, you'd had to chase Sweet Serendipity from bloody 5 lengths away, you know, and Snoopy was right on its back.
loves Rose Hill, Baker's Price, Baker. How come it is now about 7 degrees here?
All right, so what the fuck is wrong with Danish Twist here?
The fact that it was ridden out more than Shiraz in the trial.
Chris Lee's in a trial. You don't take any notice.
He's tricky in the
He would have
trials.
been wearing bloody clodhopper shoes.
All the Loop de Vega owners of our horse will all be going, oh, didn't trial very well, but oh no, we'll know. We'll have the inside set there.
Oh, Glenn, no comment. Danish Twist.
Well,
So obviously it fits in there somewhere, but I'm a bit sick of it.
you know, I thought the Shiraz trial
Drew
was
inside,
superior,
drew
and
inside
it's not a first up.
What do you want to do?
performer.
Tip 10 fucking runners? We'll start sounding like Gary Harley and the Gosford set.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm going to tip you Danish Twist, Cool Ring, Old North and Royal Tudor.
Oh my wordy, the roughie of the day for quaddie players, Royal Tudor, put it in your quaddie.
Now,
the nightcap.
And you know, it's a lovely angle, that second last leg, something outside the market, down the bottom in the numbers. If it gets up, it's a value quaddie.
Tip there from the old ginger nuts for you quaddie players.
That's more like staking tip or something like that. Or
I think Jelko's made 400 billion off people that can't get past number 1 and 2 in quaddie leagues.
Well, they're just taken more than they should be as far as their price is concerned.
You go in the quaddie shits, you go, oh, I'll have that one, I can only put 3 in.
The thing is, if the thing down the bottom in the numbers in the second last leg or last leg is actually the favourite, you don't tend to get the value dividend as often. But if it's not, then you do.
Learning it all here on Racing Rant on how to send yourself cooking.
Right, now this last race, and they've annoyed the shit out of us by these emergencies because they sit there in the market and I can't count them.
I dismissed them. Because
I
left out 19,
neither
18.
of these are going to run, are they? 19 and 18 are not going to run.
No. 16 will get a run because there's 2 scratchings.
Yeah.
And not hopeless 16.
Yeah, and $6 is our favourite Leopard. Sorry, $4.60 Dreamforce, $6 Leopari, $8 Careless, $8.50 Louis CK, $13 Reevy the Red, $14 Speed Hero. I missed $12 Sultan of Swing, $15 Got Unders.
So it's 1500. It's the last race.
Well, so Dreamforce has got the lightweight. Will it
comes down to 7.5 kilos? Oh my wordy!
Will Careless make a play for the front, or out deep you've got Sultan of Swing and Reeby the Red, both have and Got Unders. They all like to play as well.
He looks a bit of pace in the race, mate.
5 horses there to go forward.
Oh my word!
And
Leopari gets in.
That's pretty much it. Well, you know Leopari's going to get back to last here.
Last? Yeah, I suppose he does.
As long as he's got a left blinker, unlike Collett, who's always going for Moses in the Red Sea, like last start.
Yeah, but hang on.
Sorry, what do we make of Leopari's last start?
Oh, that was a good run.
That was a good run.
Because why?
Strong through the line, didn't have space at a critical time to be closer in the finish.
Going up in distance.
I'm a fan. And you know, I've always had a bit of a rap on the horse.
Oh, it was going up in distance.
Yeah. Well, you said you asked what the question was. What do you make of its last start?
Yeah. I'm interested in all those answers.
Yeah. I think it's the right distance tomorrow.
Okay. What else?
Oh, so been 4 boys to beat 3 Careless, who's racing well in the van, and I thought there was bits and pieces.
Call you back, mate. I'm just on the show.
Speed Hero was bits and pieces.
Yeah.
And
what are we doing with the 7-2 favourite?
And I'm saying Dreamforce is hard to beat.
Right. What do you say about its run the other day?
Disappointing a touch.
Yeah.
But the big 7.5 kilo drop, Brock Ryan.
Watto, what?
Well, you know, Dreamforce has sort of been one of my horses this preparation, and it's not tomorrow. It's the kind of run that it could springboard off, but do you agree with that?
Who?
Like leading at a reasonable pace, setting it up for the next start. I'm against it anyway. I've had enough of it this preparation. Keen on Leopari and going to back Got Unders as well.
Well, Got Unders is an interesting horse because he's a dead set overachiever, isn't he, Glenn?
Yes.
Dead set overachiever that had no hope at Wagga, no hope at Scone along the inside there at 1300. Yeah. He's in a race to do something, but unfortunately the connections think that they've got to get a bloody apprentice, and not just any apprentice, but Lee McGorrian.
Yeah.
So he's a horse of interest for mine. And the David Payne horse I want to tip you here, Glenn. Have a look at this horse's 1500 metre Rose Hill.
I've been waiting for it all day. Who is it?
More Than Fabulous.
Yeah.
Have a look at its 1500 metre Rose Hill runs.
Right. What price is it?
It's $31.
Well, it'll get a run, won't it?
And it's got to run. It's got to run. So.
And it's only second start in the preparation, Glenn. Is that?
And also, it does go well for Deanie, this horse.
Yeah. So it ran second as a 2-year-old over 1500 metres. It ran second to So Willie when it had the race shot to bits. Remember that?
Yeah.
And then last preparation when it was second up, it was that cracking run with A. Atkins on it when it just bloused home to run third in the Redoutable Heart race.
It seems nicely positioned there in barrier 3, back sort of 6 lengths off them on the inside.
It's an absolute weddy and it doesn't win, but it just caught my eye the way it's...
Oh my wordy, the trucks and all of it. Oh, I'm back to Erskineville Park. What do the boys call it? Racing Rant Park.
Racing Rant Park, that's right.
All right, what are we playing tomorrow?
We're not playing golf. Manning Armel's going to be a must for me tomorrow. What are we saying at Dicky Birds, guys?
New Universe is a dicky bird. Very keen to back Kanga's Eye in the first race. Girl
happening here.
Great bet. And my roughie is in the Highway, which is that Frisky something or other. Where is it? Frisky one in the Highway is the roughie.
You got anything for the punters, Mark? I'm still fresh.
You're still fresh, so
I'm fresh.
Not tipping.
Yeah, I'm not
Race
tipping.
1, number 5, Revenire.
All right, we'll see you for the round on Monday. It's been great being here in the freezing cold for your viewing pleasure. We love it.
See you guys.